see we have the fanciest to-do list that has been created in the folder Fancy To Do app. You can view it by opening the index file in your browser. Enjoy your stylish new app. So as you can see, it did create that file here. And I see, open with. No, it's not going to work. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to open our files over here and see what we got. So we want to go to AI Flight Agent in our granularity projects. And I do see the Fancy To Do app. We kind of minimize it for you guys so you guys can see. Give me a second. I do see here the Fancy To Do app. Let's see. So I see index here. Here it is. Double clicked on it, and here is what I get. Add new task. Just so that I can remind myself to upload new videos and make it consistent. Upload consistent videos to YouTube. Add task. There you go. Feed dogs. Good. Clean car. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Granularity AI tutorial. Today we're going to talk about something that I think needs to have some light shed upon it. Just because I don't think it's gotten enough love, so maybe this is like a pity video, I guess, when it comes to certain AI tools and stuff. But I do feel like it's kind of forgotten or didn't get enough praise as maybe it should have. OpenAI Codex CLI. It's completely open source. If you're not familiar with me, you know that I am all for open source anything. I champion open source in that case, especially when it comes to AI. I do believe that most things should be open source no matter what model. But OpenAI released something called OpenAI Codex CLI that essentially is an operator for your own local machine. So if you're doing any type of coding, any type of file reading, OpenAI Codex can help with that. You can even help with debugging, function creation, even app creation. I will state though that it's still a research preview tool, so it's not completely, I would say, production ready. I've had my mishaps with it. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's very easy to use, very easy to kind of toggle through and kind of click through. So there's three things we're going to run through today. Number one, we're going to run through how to install the model. Number two, we're going to run through how or what model you can choose from. And then three, kind of the different things you can use it for. So first and foremost, to install the model, number one, you're going to want to go to your terminal. We are using VS Code presently. I'm using the VS Code that's within the Anaconda platform, if that matters. So VS Code, npm, actually we're not going to do this, we're going to do this in git bash actually. We want to use git bash instead, but we're going to do npm install OpenAI Codex. Now this does take a few seconds or a few minutes. It shouldn't take that long at all. It's just going to install packages, install dependencies, so forth and so on that you can use from there. Then what you're going to want to do is make sure you have your own API key for OpenAI. It still requires an OpenAI key from for the models that you can use. So make sure you have that in your back pocket. So again, we're going to copy, paste this right here, export OpenAI API key. So once you have that, make sure to install your API key to it. So once you've done that, once you've installed the Codex tool CLI, once you've added your OpenAI API key, you could then begin to run it. So we could do Codex. Boom. As you can see, OpenAI Codex Research Preview, V1. It can be dangerous to run a coding agent outside of your Git repo, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to continue? You want to hit Y. So we are provider OpenAI Codex Mini latest. Now I haven't used the Codex platform from OpenAI, but I plan to sometime in the future. Cool. So once we have Codex installed, we can then begin asking it some questions. So let's do Codex. Codex. Please explain file. Let's see. Let's choose from one of the AI agent tutorials. Let's do maybe the health and fitness agent. I forgot where I got this this project file from, but I've had it for a minute. Let's see if it can do it. Let's see what happens. So I will say though, in my own experimentation, the codex presently can be a hit or miss. It doesn't always work the best. It also is very slow. My assumption is that codex can or might be some type of reasoning model. I don't think it's kind of on the same scale as like a 4.0 or a 3.5 or a GPT 4.1. Those are pretty fast models that give a pretty quick response. They don't spend too much time thinking. But I'm realizing that this one does kind of spend, again, 2 minutes, 1 minute. It can spend a while thinking through how to solve an issue. So my assumption is that Codex possibly is is a reasoning model behind the scenes. It's just not part of the I guess the O1, O2, O3 kind of series. Let's see. Yes, we're gonna hit Y. And as you can see, it kind of begins running commands, trying to solve kind of how to kind of think through some of these issues. One thing that I wish I could see is what it's thinking about. I kind of would be curious to know um, what it's doing in the background and how it's coming to these conclusions. But as you can see, it is pulling up the code itself, kind of trying to see like what it is. I think our first query was what? Please explain file, blah blah blah. So let's see kind of, oh, it kind of has the whole thing now. Wow. I'm guessing it's kind of reading through it and seeing, kind of experimenting what it does. But I wish I could see what it's thinking through. Now, mind you, this is an operator that works in your command line. CLI stands for Command Line Interface. I think it's pretty cool. I think it could be kind of helpful. I don't see the uses for it yet, um, but I'm slowly experimenting, seeing what improvements could be made to this, what kind of other things I can throw at it, stuff like that. In brief, healthagent.py is a self-contained Streamlit application that that number one, configures a wide layout page with custom CSS styling, defines two helper functions neatly displayed dietary and fitness plans, blah, blah, blah. More structured, cleanly celebrates. Let's do Codex. Or let's see, can I do Codex? How can, or I wonder if I could just do, how can I make this logic better? Or what improvements should I make to this logic? Let's see what the results are from that. Now, Codex, like I said, it can create apps. Um, Is it always good at it? It depending on how complex and how taxing the app itself is. It could take a while for it to kind of conjure up the code for it, as well as kind of getting to run it. It kind of crashes on occasion. Now, Codex is still immature. I don't think it has the capabilities like a full-on CLI that's super robust. But this is a young application. This is a young tool. I foresee that maybe down the line, right? It could have more. It could have more additions to it that can make it better, easier to use, and you might be able to build full-fledged applications using this. But anyways, I had asked a question of, oh my god, it gave me a lot. What improvements should I make to this logic? Below are some high-level areas and concrete suggestions I might consider tightening the logic up. Da 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 da. I've grouped them into categories: input validation, richer user profiling, configurations, da 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 da. Agent instruction, blah 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 blah. UI, UX enhancements, code organization, maintainability. Da, 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 da. So, I mean, these suggestions are pretty good. In summary, profiling your inputs, configuration of secrets, agent IO, error handling, UI, UX, code structure, performance costs, QA flow testing. Cool. I'm going to ask it if it can run it. Can you run the code for this application? I want to see uh, if it's able to do that. If it's not, then I guess we kind of understand how far we can stretch Codex into like, okay, it's able to review our code, it's able to look at it, it's able to make suggestions to it. Um, but can it run the actual code and produce something? Or without us having to kind of, go through the trial and error of trying to run it, can it just run it itself, see maybe what errors it might run through, and kind of fix them at will without us lifting a finger? Sorry. Um, I am someone who is all about um, as little manual labor from human in the loop as possible. I do believe in human in the loop to an extent. I just believe that the human should be in a managerial supervisory role versus um, kind of purely developing on top of AI when you're using tools and applications similar to this. Um, but yeah, I just think we're at the age and time where agents have amazingly matured to the point where human intervention is needed little to none. I mean, even with things like ambient agents now spilling out into the world, which in the next video, I'm still kind of exploring ambient agents myself and learning how to kind of implement them. But I'm assuming that in the next video, maybe in the next week or two, things are kind of busy for my end. So I haven't been able to put out a video a week consistently these days, more like every 2 weeks now. But I'm hoping that sometime soon I'll be able to explore ambient agents and see what we can build from that. But anyways, it seems like again it's taking more than 2 minutes. This is kind of one of those times where I wonder if Codex is a reasoning model itself versus some type of, again, model that's similar to the 4.0 type of stuff. But we're gonna give it some time, and then we're gonna come back and check and see what it produces. So clearly, it's been over 2 minutes now. We're now going on 437 seconds. Yeah, like I said, now it's past 3 minutes, right? So this is not, for some reason, this is not, again, the best tool to CLI kind of to use if you're looking for something to kind of assist with your code, especially when it's like, oh, can you run this? It will think for hours, maybe even days on this when it's a simple ask. There is other operator tools out there. I think there's one called Open Interpreter. I think it's called. I have a video about it from like I don't know how many months ago. Maybe I might throw it in the suggested as well. But yeah, like I said, it could take a while to think of it. So we're just gonna kind of escape on it real quick and see. Uh, let's see what else. What is? Can you tell me? Uh, what? Trying to think of what question to ask it. Can you tell me um, how I can, or please expand on, let's do performance and cost. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long thinking through this. I feel like it shouldn't be that complicated. But again, this is why I'm not a huge fan of reasoning models. Is like especially for coding. Like, um, and you know what? Actually, you know what? Let me change this up. Hold on a second. So one thing I forgot to show you guys is using Codex. You're able to choose the model that you want. I'm gonna switch. You pick model for da 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 da. Let's just hit escape. Doom. Let's do model. Press escape or enter to close. Start a new chat. Okay. So let's do clear history, free up chat. Slash models. So you are able to choose different models for this. Again, Codex I think is a reasoning model, which kind of sucks. Let's do ChatGPT 4.0 latest instead. Uh, Switch, blah blah blah. So let's take the same question. I did clear the chat, I forgot. But let's say, please, let's try this. Please create. Let's see what it does when we. I always like to see how far I can push a application. Let's try this. Codex. This is an example on their documentation page. I'll include the documentation page in the description for you guys to check out. But let's try Codex Approval Mode Full Auto. Create the fanciest to do app. Blah, 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 blah. Not supported with. Okay. Let's try a different one. See, again, like this is what I'm saying. Like sometimes these new apps. Oh, why is it not working? Let's try a different one. Sometimes these new apps always take time to really mature and kind of become usable, I guess. Let me see here. Sign in. Da, 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 da. Let's do paste an API key. Okay, so now we're back. Boom. So like I said, sometimes these things can be a hit or miss. But again, let's try that same thing again and see what we get. Let's see, OpenAI, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I guess maybe it might only work for reasoning models for stuff like that. But let's try reasoning model and see what it does. Let's do maybe O3 mini and see what happens. This is really touchy, isn't it? So let's spend some time, give it a few seconds. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. We did switch to O3, so let's see what it spits out. Give it some time real quick and come back and see what it cooks. Cool, so as you can see, it did spit something out. We have this show command, da 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 da. So it created something, and it's this create the fanciest to-do list app. Again, excuse me, an example from the documentation page. Do we want to allow this command for it to run? Hit yes. Yes. Now what should happen because I've experimented with this before, is that another project should pop up here of maybe something called to-do list app, whatever it is, an app of itself. So again, we kind of have to sit and wait and see what it produces in that case. So again, it can't take a while. Allow command. Not that one. Yes. I don't know why it just doesn't do it in one take. It can be kind of annoying to do multiple times. Yes. Let's keep saying yes. I don't know why it's show command, begin patch. So it's producing, but um, I'm pretty sure that I could go with like another mode for it to kind of just continuously, yeah, approval mode, AI permission to just kind of run whatever it wants. So full auto. Right now it's on suggest, but we want it on full auto, right? So that it can just keep going and kind of minimally ask us what we need to do with it, unless there's something serious that we need to kind of add to. So give it time. Let's see what we get. And Eureka. So as you can see, we have the fanciest to-do list that has been created in the folder Fancy To Do app. You can view it by opening the index file in your browser. Enjoy your stylish new app. So as you can see, it did create that file here. And I see, open with. No, it's not going to work. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to open our files over here and see what we got. So we want to go to AI Flight Agent in our granularity projects. And I do see the Fancy To Do app. We kind of minimize it for you guys so you guys can see. Give me a second. I do see here the Fancy To Do app. Let's see. So I see index here. Here it is. Double clicked on it, and here is what I get. Add new task. Just so that I can remind myself to upload new videos and make it consistent. Upload consistent videos to YouTube. Add task. There you go. Feed dogs. Good. Clean car. I do need to clean my car. I'm not gonna lie. So as you can see, this is it. OpenAI Codex is able to create applications. It's able to answer questions about your code, stuff like that. Again, my review is that it still needs a bit more maturity. It's fun to use. I'm not mad at it. It's a step in the right direction. Um, I am excited to see on kind of what it kind of builds into. But for right now, I do think it needs a little bit of maturity. Um, but it's useful though. So, anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like, smash that subscribe button, suggest, leave feedback, comment. I guess this is more of a review than maybe like an actual development video, but we did go through the three things: install Codex, choosing through different models, and kind of trying to build an app and see if it's possible, as well as asking questions as what it's able to do. I will kind of show, there's another video I think called Open Interpreter that does something similar to this, but in my opinion, way better. I will make sure that the video is in the suggested videos, I think on this side or maybe this side. That way? I can't remember. But make sure you take a look. And with all that being said, bye-bye.